Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to do something a little bit differently because I realize I spend most of my time in these videos explaining to you guys about which plants I absolutely adore, which ones I love and want to care for and raise, but I never really explain which plants I loathe, dislike, don't ever want to own again, or own from the beginning. So that's what we're going to do today. Overall, if I were to kind of summarize which plants I would never want to get again, it would probably be all of them. No, I'm just kidding. I love my plants, but there are some that can be a pain, including one that I had early on, and I'm sure many of you have at home, that I absolutely adored until I realized its problem. And that, of course, is the English ivy. The English ivy is such a well-known and beautiful plant that adds so much color and life to a home. But as I quickly realized about 3.5 years ago, is that this plant is a pest magnet, especially when it comes to spider mites. And my plant was completely destroyed because of spider mites. And I have to be honest with you guys, I was so emotional about it. I had such an emotional attachment to that plant until it met its fate with spider mites. So for that very reason, I do not ever want to own an English ivy again. That said, if you have them, that's all up to you. I did find something that I enjoy and looks exactly like English ivy. I mean, you really can't tell the difference except for the fact that this is a succulent. It's called Senecio macroglossus, and it is absolutely beautiful. It actually is native to South Africa, and it grows just as quickly and as beautifully as an ivy, except its leaves are that waxy succulent kind, and the best part is it doesn't attract pests. So this is my new ivy because I don't ever want to go through that again. All right, moving on to the second plant I would never want to own again. That is the banana plant. That's right. Early on in the pandemic, I bought a banana plant, and this thing was massive. I mean, it was about 6 feet tall, and the thing just keeps on shooting out new leaf after new leaf. Another big issue with this big plant is the fact that it also attracts pests, which I did not want to have to deal with. And I'll tell you this, the banana plant, which would obviously produce bananas, is actually not a plant, but it's an herb. It is actually the world's largest herb, and this thing just continues to grow and live. I tried not giving it any water, and it didn't matter. The thing kept on shooting out new leaves. My sister has one, can't stand it anymore. She's dealing with the same problem. So I will never, ever, in a million years, own a banana plant ever again. Moving on to number 3 now, that would be any kind of fern. I have owned a bunch of different ferns over the last couple of years, and all of them have met the same fate, and that is death. There is a great quote in a book called The Orchid Thief where he says, the only mission that a fern has in life is to die. And I couldn't agree more, because unless you are living in such a humid environment, these things are so tough to keep up with. And on top of that, they're constantly crisping. I had such a big, beautiful Boston fern, and that thing just died. So I will never, ever waste my time on ferns again. Though they are lovely, that's for sure. The next plant that I would never purchase again is a palm. A cat palm, to be precise. I had a big one of these, and same fate as the ivy, as well as other plants, the banana plant, spider mites. These things get wrapped up in spider mites so much that they will quickly spread, and boy, oh boy, I mean, even though you can find these really cheap at like a Home Depot, a Lowe's, anywhere really, there is so much stress involved with them. I just can't. And for those very reasons, the same goes for CALATHEA. CALATHEA as a genus, the prayer plants, they are so stunning, but again, spider mite magnets. And the fact is, you need high humidity for these plants. And while they look absolutely stunning, they are just a pain in the neck for me to deal with. I had a couple early on and would never do it again, but I will say they are stunning. I do have a Maranta, lemon lime Maranta, but that plant is not needy. All right, another one is DIEFFENBACHIA as a genus. Beautiful beautiful plants. In fact, I used to own a dumb cane, but I was sick and tired of dealing with the pests, especially when your environment gets a little bit too dry. DIEFFENBACHIA are really nice houseplants, and I have plenty of friends who have them. They don't have really large collections, so they don't have to worry about the pest issue as much, but it is something to really keep an eye out for in case you're looking to get one of these plants. Just make sure that you keep it away from other plants, or that you make sure you keep its foliage clean. Finally, one plant that I have never owned, and I promised myself I would never own, or I should just say vegetation in general, would be a bonsai, a small bonsai. So many people and friends and coworkers have tried to get me to start getting into bonsai early on in the pandemic, and I'm glad I didn't, because from what I hear is that they are a pain in the neck to deal with. Not only do you have to care for them almost every single day in some form or fashion, but they're really apparently easy to kill. I don't know. I've never tried one, and I'm not going to mess with it, but I'm curious to know if you folks have had any bonsai or have bonsai. What's your experience like? And what is your experience like with the other plants that I have listed here today? Again, they are beautiful and interesting plants, but they're just not for me. And for that very reason, I will never invest in one of those again. Hey, thanks so much for joining me again, guys. And if you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel for more planty content that will be coming out, oh boy, weekly now. It's been a couple different videos per week. I'm gonna make some more for you guys. Just make sure to subscribe, please. Thanks so much, guys. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you in the next video.